Who made me the lord of the land? This gun in my hand. Falk Zildjian, inestimable hero by virtue of the fact that he carries a gun, accompanies Castro on a literally and figuratively moonlighting mission. The moon gives them barely enough light to make their way through the alleys of Parabellum City, and Castro is fighting crime in his spare time, not as part of his day job, as faithful Filipino valet to the Emerald Ash Borer. Is tonight's target another one of your legal gray areas?
What do you mean?
It's not like that other supposed villain you roped me into attacking with you? The Ubermensch?
Not at all.
I still don't understand why you had a problem with him. It sounded like he was running an employment agency for cab drivers, or a dispatching service?
It's hard to explain, but his organization is really nefarious. It has tentacles reaching across the globe.
You made it sound harmless. They're just sharing rides or something. Were they even breaking laws?
They're unlicensed cabbies. He tries to bring technology into the picture, but it's all about new ways to get around taxi regulations. Nobody's inspected the cars, nobody's confirmed if the drivers have clean driving records or criminal records for that matter. They don't have their medallions.
That too. I thought the Ubermensch was a supervillain who was temporarily vulnerable because he lost his magic amulet. You didn't explain taxi licenses are called medallions.
I thought everybody knew that.
Then we get there to a grimy office up 2 flights of stairs, and it's some schlub with a walrus mustache talking on the phone, and you start wailing on him.
Don't worry about him. He's out of Parabellum City, headed back home to Frisco.
I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about me. Maybe I'm hanging around with a bad influence named Castro. Tell me the guy we're going after tonight is an actual lawbreaker.
You'll be totally on board for this. His name is Baron Lesser. He's a certified grade A terrorist. His goons try to scare hardworking citizens out of their homes so he can make more money.
How does he make money that way? He's able to buy the empty places cheap and then sell high to other people?
Something like that.
How many goons does he have?
There won't be any with him today, but he has influence over the whole sheriff's department. He snaps his fingers and they do his bidding. Last week they tried to drive this single mother with 2 kids out of her home. To make her leave, they took her front door off its hinges. Just left it with a doorway open to the elements. That's only one example. I could tell you about 10 other families on this same block. He does it all the time.
All right, you have me convinced. What are his powers or skills?
He's like Matt Band. His only power is his money. But he didn't spend it on boxing or wrestling lessons like Matt Band did, so he'll be no match for us. Here's his building. I'll pick the lock on the back door and we'll need to be quiet from here on out.
Nice building. Even the garbage cans are in good shape.
Let's go.
No elevator in this place?
It has an elevator, but fewer people will see us if we stick to the stairs. Here's his office.
Stand back.
What are you?
I thought you said he'd be alone.
After you get past the receptionist and into his office, he's alone.
Sorry, ma'am. Is Baron Lesser in? Who?
She's going to call security as soon as we step in his office.
So we'll tie him up, toss a line out the back window, and rappel down to the alley with him.
I didn't bring ropes or climbing gear, did you?
You usually bring all the stuff when you're with Ash Borer.
I didn't expect things would go south this quickly.
Stand back.
Falk, it's probably not even locked. Would you just...
Baron Lesser, at last we meet.
I don't know who you're looking for, but my name is Cal Beltran.
We're not here to listen to all your aliases, Baron. We're here to end your villainy.
I'm not a villain. I'm a businessman, invested in real estate and property management. You know, a regular landlord.
Well, the landlord sounds like a more intimidating villain name than Baron Lesser. That just sounds like Sir Weakness.
Don't try to talk your way out of it, Lesser. We've got you pegged. Now, before you get what's coming to you, I want the straight dope. Have you been working with the gentrifier starter? Who? Don't play dumb. I work alone, unless you include my accountant, Gene Gardner. His office is on Verf Street. How about the developer? She's been tearing down some of the buildings after you evict all the tenants.
Is developer supposed to be a villain name? I swear all the ones with the dumbest names flock to Parabellum City.
She spells it like devil and she wears a red catsuit with horns. But if you emphasize the devil part, then it sounds like devil lipper or devil loper. I don't know, the pun works better on paper.
Either way, we're taking you in. You'll find out that crime doesn't pay.
We're not taking him in, Falk.
What? Why not? I thought you and Ash Borer always turned your targets over to the cops.
I've been working with Doc Salvage to develop a handheld ray gun that does the same thing as his bad guy-ectomy surgery, removing wicked impulses from people. Also, this guy hasn't broken any laws, technically.
What? What have you gotten me into? This is pure...
Vigilantism.
Yes! I mean, Yes, but not the good kind. I thought you said he was terrorizing citizens to drive them out of their homes.
He raises their rents knowing they can't afford it. Then he calls the sheriff's deputies to force them out. That's called an eviction. Just because there's a common term for it doesn't make it right. Sometimes he leaves apartments or whole buildings empty for years until he can find buyers or renters who can afford the higher prices.
What about stealing people's front doors? That can't be kosher.
It's his property, so he's legally modifying it by removing his front door.
I don't know if I can be a part of this, Castro. I need to think.
All right, I need a smoke anyway. Bill, can you cue up something?
This Gun in My Hand is brought to you by Sportsman Stores.
If you're a sportsman in the know, Sportsman Store is the place to go. They've everything you need, and so shop at Sportsman's for camera, rod, and reel or gun. All the gear for your sport and fun. Head for Sportsman's on the run. It's for Sportsman.
Stock up on .22 caliber pistols. Only $4 this week at your local Sportsman's. Free domino mask with every firearm purchase.
If you're a sportsman in the know, Sportsman Store is the place to go. They've everything you need, and so shop at Sportsman's. Down at Sportsman's you always find the sporting goods you have in mind. Get away from that daily grind. Go to Sportsman's.
I'm sorry, Castro. I'm leaving. You're on your own for this one.
I respect your decision even though I don't agree with it.
You're not going to break any other doors now, are you?
No, ma'am,
Hold it right there.
Officer Goodman, there's no need for a gun. I mean, there's always a need for a gun, but no need to point it at me. I was just on my way out.
You really got to keep away from Castro. He's leaving a bunch of bruised businessmen in his wake. One of these days they're going to catch up with him and press charges.
No one will be pressing charges today, officer. This young man has helped me see the error of my ways. I'm going to donate my real estate holdings to the Holy Sisters of the Bleeding Shelter. They'll put it all to good use.
But Mr. Beltran, does this mean the office is closed?
No, querida. I've always wanted to carve wooden duck decoys. We'll exhibit them in my office in the waiting area and sell them at artisanally inflated prices. Will you stay on?
Naturally. How about the doors? You want to press charges for that?
No, officer. I'll pay for them. Sorry we took up your time.
All right. Maybe just knock next time, guys?
I take it the bad guy-ectomy ray works? Are we done here?
Yeah, let's blow.
Did you ever think you could just talk to him until he comes around to your way of thinking?
The way people are these days? Just persuade somebody to change their mind by talking instead of cauterizing their synapses with a ray gun that targets their bad impulses. What fantasy world are you living in?
The Landlord, episode 33 of This Gun in My Hand, was written, voiced, edited, and lorded over by Rob Northrop. Visit thisguninmyhand.blogspot.com for credits, show notes, information on how to subscribe, and to buy my books such as Little Heist in the Big Woods and Other Revisionist Atrocities. The Perils of Recording on a Noisy Street. What do I give my landlord every month? This gun in my hand.